Okay, good evening. I'm Wes Bullington. I'm the band director here at Spring Valley. First of all, I am glad that we are back after a 2-year hiatus of doing an all-county band concert, and I'm so glad we're back in person. And I'm gonna turn things over, just kind of tell you a couple of things real quick, and I'm gonna turn things over here in a minute. First of all, if we are recording tonight's concert done through Armstrong Cable. We will get the link out for that. It'll be put on YouTube. You can share it out to family members and such. And that should be turned around here probably about another week or so. A couple of our other all-county concerts. Next Friday is our all-county choir concert, which will be here at 6:30. And then the following week, I think it's on Tuesday, will be our all-county elementary concert. That'll be here at 6:30. Hopefully some of you got to see the art show out there earlier. If they had that out there, lots of great artwork throughout the county. And this whole thing this month is to celebrate arts in the schools and music in the schools, which we're glad to have back in schools now. It's been an interesting 2 years for what we do. So other things, if you're looking, we've got a lot going on tonight. Some of you saw we have a gymnastics thing going on over here. We got baseball game, so on and so forth. If you need to use restrooms and stuff, the restrooms down there should be open. And I hope you do enjoy the concert. I'm going to turn things over to our band director at Buffalo Middle School, is Mr. Evan White. He's going to introduce our first guest conductor. Give him a hand, please.
Hello. Oh, goodness, sorry. I'm going to introduce the conductor for the middle school band and my former teacher, Mr. Keith Carper. Mr. Carper has taught instrumental music for 41 years, serving as the band director at Fairland High School and middle school for the last 35. He's been active in the leadership of the Ohio Music Education Association, serving as president of District 17. Keith is an active performer, as well as performing as principal trumpet for the Huntington Symphony and Huntington Pops Orchestra for over 30 years, as well as playing regularly as a member of the Lincoln Brass as a freelance musician throughout the tri-state area. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Keith Carper.
I have a green light. Must work. Cool. I just wanted to say a couple things. I got to meet these children and work with them on Tuesday and a little bit on Thursday. And then we've been hard at it all day today since 9 o'clock this morning. And I've just had a wonderful time. I hope they've enjoyed what we've done. I know that we've made a ton of progress. And you all know well the last 2 years it's been kind of hit and miss trying to get to have band class and rehearsals and concerts and all that kind of thing. And it's just really nice to get to do that again. The children have been a pleasure to work with, and I'm sad to say I know very few of their names because we've been so busy working I just haven't really gotten to that point. But I'm sure I'll run into them at the mall or downtown or wherever over the next 2 or 3 years, and they'll say, "Hey, we played in the band out at Spring Valley," and I'll remember them. But they'll be like the people that I've known for 40 years. I'll know their face or their name, but not both. So they don't fit together. It's been a wonderful time working with them. We with everybody having different levels of and amounts of class over the years, we haven't had much ensemble time. They spend a lot of time working on their instrument, but not really getting to play in a band like they're in right now. And a lot of people don't understand that there are skills that you learn on your instrument, but then there are ensemble skills that you have to develop once you can do that stuff on your instrument. And that's what we've been working on probably more than anything else in the time that we've been together. You're their parents, I assume, at least most of you, or most of them. You have wonderful children. They've been a pleasure and very pleasant and well-behaved, and they've worked really, really, really hard. And I want to thank them for all the effort that they've put forth and all the hard work that we've done. And it's been a real pleasure to get to spend the time with them doing this. We're going to play one more tune for you. And I'll tell you a little bit about it. The title is Pirates of the Barbary Coast. And I didn't read the subtitle because the subtitle says commemorating the historic Battle of Tripoli. I should have read that earlier, but I didn't. So as we play this, you're going to hear some standard folk tune quite often, and then you'll get to hear that folk tune mixed in with the Marines hymn, and then before it's all over, you'll get to hear some exploding bombs and missiles flying through the air and that kind of thing. So when you hear that, it's really supposed to be there that way. So hope you enjoy this. They've been a real pleasure. Hope you've enjoyed what we've done. And here's our final tune, The Pirates of the Barbary Coast.
Give us just a minute as we change groups out. First of all, give a hand to that middle school band that just played. I'm very proud of them in the past few days. And both of these groups, I'm just giving you a background, they didn't look at this music until Tuesday. So they've done a lot of work, and especially these guys down here, I'm proud of them. Been watching them develop a lot in the past few days. I'm going to introduce our next guest conductor for the high school group. This is Mr. Brent Hunt. Mr. Hunt is currently the director of bands at Russell High School in Russell, Kentucky. He is in his 21st year of teaching and his 11th at Russell. Mr. Hunt is a graduate of Capitol Conservatory of Music in Columbus and received his master's in music ed from Morehead State University. Mr. Hunt was the 2019 KMEA District 8 Teacher of the Year, and in 2018 received the Citation of Excellence Award from the National Bandmasters Association. He's active as a clinician throughout the tri-state area. The bands at Russell have received consistent distinguished ratings at Concert Festival and have performed at the KME annual conference. Mr. Hunt lives in Russell with his wife Shannon and his 3 children. Please welcome Mr. Brent Hunt.
And like you said, I'm the director of bands at Russell, Kentucky, not far from here. And as you can tell, these kids are great, and you got some great soloists in here too. So, we just have one solo in that song? Stand up, because he needs a round of applause for that. That was Torrents of Fire. Right, and you can probably tell it had all kinds of cool stuff in there. It's a whole lot of fun to play. Kids love that. Good way to start a concert. This next piece that we're going to play for you is Innova by Ed Huckabee. And we were trying to figure out what this piece was about at the beginning. And I said, a car called the Innova. But basically, the idea was that it has to do with things of innovation. So just celebrating anything that's new, innovative, and the idea that you can push forward into the future and create new and awesome things. And that's a great thing with our youth, and to get to go around all over the place and get to do these honor bands, and you get to meet these kids that are going to do cool and awesome, innovative things when I'm in a rest home. They're going to take care of me. So thank you for adding life to my expectancy, children, in the future. Here we go. This is Innova. All right, time to head to the movies, and we are going to be playing soundtrack highlights from Avengers Endgame. thank all the awesome teachers in Wayne County and Mr. Bullington for this experience and the opportunity to come here and work with these students. I loved it. It was a whole lot of fun. Of course, they stand up here and say that all the time, don't they? So you would never really know until we're supposed to say things like that. But it's easy to say when it's genuine, and you don't have to come up with that kind of stuff. I tell you, I'm a Buckeye by birth, and I transplanted myself into Kentucky. All the 3 states I've not lived in yet is West Virginia, but I have to say, and I truly feel this way, and I did the honor band at Marshall a couple weeks ago, a few weekends ago, and then coming here, I went back and told all kinds of people, I don't think there's people anywhere like the people of West Virginia. It's fantastic. So, they just, band kids are band kids everywhere. They're just a whole lot of fun. But really, just truly genuine, wonderful people, and I really enjoy coming over here and working with these groups. Last piece we'll play, but one thing before that, I want to do something really quick here. If you're a senior in this ensemble, can you stand up? Is there any seniors? Are there any seniors? Stand up if you're a senior. So for you middle school kids, there's some openings in this band next year. So 2 sides to that. One's the plug, keep your kids in music, okay? Keep them doing this. You gotta keep them doing it. Second thing is, it's kind of cool. I have a son, he's a trombone player, and he's a senior, and he's graduating. I have a freshman daughter who's a trombone player, and I have a 6th grader who is a clarinet player. So I have all 3 of my kids this year at school, so it's kind of a cool thing. But it's awesome to see what all your students, your children learn through music. I knew what they would learn, so I was like, sorry, you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this. Of course, they fell in love with it, so it wasn't hard to keep them in there. But there are so many things that you cannot teach in your home that they will learn from this. And that's just the way it is. And that doesn't take anything away from anybody's parenting skills, but man, you have to work to get along with this many people. You got to work at that. And one other thing that music does is it teaches us another side of the human brain and who we are as people. We are great in our society and in our education system in creating robots. It's one of our greatest claims to the education fame right now. It's we're just like, sorry, you gotta take this class, and if it has the 2 letters AP in front of it, you better get in there. You had to do this, you had to do that, you had to do this, you had to do that. And whatever you do, don't waste your time sitting on this stage if you can get another college credit for free. Well, I'm here to tell you that's the wrong philosophy, because you are putting your kids at super high anxiety. It's so hard on them. It's so hard on them. Put them in this and let them be people and humans first, and then do the rest. Last thing I want to do this Carl King March, and I love to do these marches, and I love Jim Swearington, who's the arranger of this, and he was my teacher, and so near and dear to me, and he taught me a lot of stuff about music and how to make ensembles sound like they should sound, and how to orchestrate them and arrange them and rehearse them and everything to do with that, and he's awesome. So I'm so excited that they programmed this piece, and everyone loves a march, right? So here you go with Flying Cadets. This is a Carl King March, a good old-fashioned American march. He was a circus musician, Carl King was, and so he wrote a lot of this stuff, and we're here to give it to you. You're going to have a great one. It's a great way to end a concert. Thank you so much for being a great audience, and hopefully most of you will be back here next year watching your kids do this again.
Okay, didn't they do great? Give them another hand. And I'm going to recognize, because I'm one of many that helped make this go today, a lot of behind the scenes are great music educators and band directors that we have for all these programs. So I'm going to run down this list here. The first at Tulsa High School and at Fort Gay Pre-K 8, Mr. Randall Miller. Where are you at? Next, at Wayne Middle and Wayne High, Mr. Tyler Davis, back there in the right. Next, and this is his last go-round, Mr. Chuck Newman. He is retiring this year at 36 years of service, and he was at Crum Pre-K 8. He's in the back, I think. There he is. Next, at Buffalo Middle, Mr. Evan White. Next, at Vincent Middle and assistant here at Spring Valley High, Mr. Hunter Blankenship. Next, at CK Middle and also assistant here at Spring Valley High, Miss Emma Dilly. And last, I'm Wes Boynton, and I'm the band director here at Spring Valley. So like I said, we've all been, and I want to thank all of them to make all this stuff happen. There's a lot of behind the scenes work that goes on, and I truly thank all of you guys today for the help. That is the end of our program. I thank you all. Again, I'm so glad we're back in person. Again, Armstrong recorded this. I'll get the link out to the directors. Next Friday is our all-county choir, and then the week after that is our all-county elementary. And I thank you all very much. Good evening.